The problem is that the prosecutors involved did engage in unethical conduct. They never should have participated in that ex parte meeting with the judge and that crucial witness without advising defense. That was just way offline. And maybe that's because their boss is way offline. By the way, until she came in there with that red pink dress on backwards, with the badge upside down and the wrong underwear under it, with a hand on hip and doing that snake charm thing with her head, talking about, I'm going to testify. And the judge was saying, well, ma'am, we were trying to decide whether that was going to be necessary. Well, I've decided I'm going to testify. Until she got up there, took that stand under oath, I always had in mind the biggest fool I'd ever run into. He was a smart ass. He's a career criminal. And he did more damage than I'd ever seen anybody do to himself, not understanding that he should have exercised his right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment. She took first place. That damn fool got herself about 4.5 pages worth of criminality she implemented herself in, confessed to, or set up a situation where somebody would be sicked on her to investigate by her testimony. She talked about they got the affair developed after she hired him. That made it worse because they had duties as officers of the court to not let that happen. They should have advised the court. They didn't. They hid it, and it would have been better if it had been something that existed prior to that. At least they could say, well, we were over with it. But the big thing is she's whining about they're picking on her to be a sister girl. The question is, who the hell was picking on her? She's in charge. She's answerable to nobody but the folks.
Okay, I think we may have lost him for a moment. Give it a second to try to reconnect. But we're talking about the DA of Fulton County, FANI WILLIS. Are they still connected? I'm not sure what happened. But thank you to everybody that came in together to expose Priya CS. April was there. Okay, you're back. That's funny that you mentioned that because I can hear you fine. When we spoke about this last year, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm
okay.
Here, sir.
Okay.
So what I was just saying is the fool got up there, and what her problem was is she was describing money laundering. There's all kinds of criminality going on in Fulton County. There's $7 million that was supposed to be spent, $750 million, $7,500,000, excuse me, that was supposed to be spent on catching up on delayed prosecutions. There was $500,000 to be spent for dealing with juvenile matters and $2 million that had been allocated for catching up on sex crimes. That's $10 million. It's missing and unaccounted for. That cash payment stuff, it looked like it was laundering money. Next thing, there's nobody over her, so nobody's picking on her. But what was going on is her boyfriend, Wade, was in a situation where she and he were splitting the fees he's getting. She had already seen to it that he got paid $720,000, and the case had not even been set for trial and hadn't even gotten through the preliminary motion stage. But the rate that he was being paid and what she was okaying, which was essentially everything, was going to wind up with him picking up a tab between $3.5 and about $6 to $8 million that they were going to split. And nobody was there to say no to
Okay, we lost him again. Six Bows, Empress. Who else was in here earlier? Yadita. Okay. Together.
You hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey there, Spitting Fire. How are you?
See, all of this was the opportunity to rip off the public. There is massive corruption going on in Fulton County. That's Atlanta. And these two were right at the center of it. Now, she lied a whole bunch of times. She did some unethical stuff, and now she's got at least 5 complaints against her. She's going to have to answer with the bar to keep her law license.
And you predicted that last year when we talked. And it's just funny how everything is coming to fruition.
Well, you know, I've been doing this for 50 years. I've seen the fools, and I've seen the ones that think they're slick, and I've seen what happens with them. It's like, I'm no rookie on this. You know, I've not seen it all, but damn near. So I said, whoa, look what you did to you.
So quickly,
and you open yourself up to federal racketeering for real, money laundering, tax evasion, false statements to a federal agency or agent, false statements to the state election commission,
misuse
false
of funds
to the courts, misuse of funds. You screwed yourself, and nobody would have known it if you had kept your mouth shut, but you didn't. And then you get up in the pulpit and you start talking all kinds of, hey, didn't Atlanta bring all of these mega businesses in there? What do you think these white folk that run these businesses think when they hear that racist mess coming out of her mouth? It's not good for business.
So with Judge Glanville being recused in the Young Thug case, can that impact her possibly?
Yeah, the whole office is corrupt. I saw that see, first off, the judge was letting that female prosecutor get away with murder. She should not have been allowed to do what she did, and he did not know how to take control of his courtroom.
Are you talking about Ashley Marchant?
I'm talking about the judge in the case. The rap thing, all right?
Okay.
Not Marchant. Marchant is being a good, McAfee is being a good judge. He's young, very young, but he's doing an excellent job. Now, homeboy, who was a brigadier general in JAG, in the reserve, wasn't doing a good job. So he got way out of line with that ex parte thing, and they removed him from the case, and they're going to probably do the same thing with these prosecutors because they're complicit. They're all officers of the Supreme Court.